As of next Monday, people who show up at a Canadian land border on non-essential travel will be expected, like returning snowbirds, will be expected to show a negative PCR test from the previous 72 hours.
People entering Canada through the land border will soon need to show proof they've tested COVID negative. This comes 1 month after the same measure was introduced at airports. But the Prime Minister notes that while border officers can stop someone from flying in, they can't stop Canadians from returning by land.
You can prevent someone from boarding a flight in Miami or elsewhere. You can't prevent someone who's standing at a land border crossing from entering Canada because technically they're already on Canadian soil when they're speaking to that customs officer.
However, travelers who enter without that PCR test will be hit with a hefty fine, up to $3,000. Public Safety Minister Bill Blair handles border security, and he clarified that those same tests will also be required for snowbirds who sailed south and are hoping to return by boat.
The measures that we're putting in place will include all entries at land, rail, and marine. So people entering for water through by water will also be required. It's not that big of an issue, quite frankly, at the present time, because most of that's frozen over.
This is the latest in Canada's effort to close borders to COVID-19. The land border has been closed to non-essential travel since last year, and mandatory quarantines are needed for air passengers returning from non-essential travel abroad. However, don't expect vaccines to make border crossings any easier. Even travelers who can prove they've been vaccinated will still need that PCR test.
There is, unfortunately, insufficient data to support the determination of relying solely on a previous vaccination at the time, and so we will require those individuals who have been vaccinated also to submit the results of a negative test taken within 72 hours of their arrival at the border.
Now, Dr. Theresa Tam spoke to that point last week, noting that the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine has an efficacy rate of over 90%, but there is no way to tell if somebody is part of that percentage for whom the vaccine didn't work. While that figure of over 90% is good enough for herd immunity, it's not good enough for border security. In Ottawa, Xiao Li, City News.